we finish our tour through the views of prominent Republican leaders toward Ukraine, towards Russia's invasion of Ukraine. We finish with Trump. And the video I'm going to show you might be one of the most disgusting videos he's ever released. Honestly, it enrages me. But before we get to that, if you're watching this on YouTube in segment form, we just went through DeSantis, his views on Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Marjorie Greene. I encourage you to go watch those segments as well. But now we talk about Trump, and I'll just go ahead and play this video, and we'll respond as we go through.
We have never been closer to World War III than we are today under Joe Biden. A global conflict between nuclear-armed powers would mean death and destruction on a scale unmatched in human history. It would be nuclear Armageddon. Nothing is more important than avoiding that nightmare. We will avoid it, but we need new leadership. Every day this proxy battle in Ukraine continues.
By the way, something I mentioned before. It is really easy to identify problems. It's much harder to identify solutions. And Trump constantly repeats, and so many on the right constantly repeat, we are headed towards possible nuclear Armageddon, and we could see World War III, and we're more likely to see a nuclear catastrophe now compared to other times. And some of that is accurate, right? We are more likely to see a nuclear disaster now compared to many other times in history. And that is terrifying. And that's identifying the problem. Identifying the solution is a whole lot harder. And just saying the opposite of whatever the current administration is doing has to be the solution is a child's understanding of a reality like this. Because, and I've now repeated this so many times on today's show, but explain how us not supporting Ukraine makes Russia more likely to seek peace. They're going to say, okay, we invaded, or Putin's going to say, invaded, attempting to take over this territory, this distorted view that Ukraine actually should be a part of Russia, and violating their sovereignty. And now that it's more likely we could be successful in that endeavor in a hypothetical situation because the United States backs away, oh, that's our moment to seek peace. That makes no sense. That makes no sense at all. And so the support of Ukraine is the pro-peace stance. Eventually, Putin, through a strong support of Ukraine, will have to realize he can't be successful in this endeavor, and then we'll get peace. So Trump will repeat time and time again problems without actually explaining how his solution makes any more sense than the current Biden administration solution.
We risk global war. We must be absolutely clear that our objective is to immediately have a total cessation of hostilities. All shooting has to stop. This is the central issue. We need peace without delay. In addition,
this is honestly, you get a sixth grader and you say, how do you solve this? And they go, peace. Everyone stops shooting. Yeah, I'm hoping for that too. Now, how do we get there?
Must also be a complete commitment to dismantling the entire globalist.
And by the way, everyone stops shooting shouldn't start with Ukraine stopping shooting. Russia has to stop shooting, then Ukraine would stop shooting. Saying, Ukraine, just surrender. Be peaceful. When this all started because Russia invaded Ukraine, makes no sense. It's so dishonest.
Neocon establishment that is perpetually dragging us into endless wars, pretending to fight for freedom and democracy abroad, while they turn us into a third world country and a third world dictatorship right here at home. The State Department, the defense bureaucracy, the intelligence services.
By the way, to reference past bad foreign policy actions by the United States, which absolutely there are plenty, to say we shouldn't support Ukraine now makes no sense. What that's saying is, because we've done bad things previously, yes, we have, and 100% that's the case, but that's your justification for not doing good things now? Doing bad things previously, to me, is an even better justification for doing good things now when it comes to foreign policy, which supporting Ukraine is a good foreign policy decision, is a good decision, just generally.
and all of the rest need to be completely overhauled and reconstituted to fire the deep staters and put America first. We have to put America first. Finally, we have to finish the process we began under my administration of fundamentally reevaluating NATO's purpose and NATO's mission. Our foreign policy.
NATO's purpose is being seen very clearly, highlighted very clearly with Russia's invasion of Ukraine, because they would be a whole lot less likely to invade a NATO state compared to Ukraine. And if Ukraine was a part of NATO, they would have been more protected in this situation, and it would have been quite the deterrent for Russia to do what they're doing now. So we're seeing in real time what the purpose of NATO is.
Policy establishment keeps trying to pull the world into conflict with a nuclear-armed Russia based on the lie that Russia represents our greatest threat. But the greatest threat to Western civilization today is not Russia. It's probably, more than anything else, ourselves and some of the horrible USA-hating people that represent us.
We'll stop it there, but referencing, I guess, woke. He's saying the America-hating people, the left, woke, is actually the greatest threat. I mean, that's it right there. That's the stance. There's no specifics. There's no better policy position or stance that the United States could take in this situation that would make peace more likely. It's just the America haters are the real threat. Russia's not actually the threat that people are telling you that it is. And that's why we shouldn't support Ukraine. And that's why Biden's in the wrong here or something. And it's dangerous because the more people who buy into this, and Trump, DeSantis, Marjorie Greene, Tucker Carlson, many others pushing this narrative influences people. And if enough people, in terms of constituents, believe this, then there will be a shift in the United States' policy. There will be a shift in the way that we approach our support of Ukraine. Luckily, Biden's president right now, and that's allowing for the situation we're in now. But number one, that could change. And also, the congressional reality could cause some disastrous outcomes in terms of our support. And it's all because of people pushing just very dishonest narratives in regard to this, downplaying the significance of Russia's invasion, downplaying the responsibility that is on Putin's shoulders for this, which is all of it, and trying to make it out to be actually it's the Biden administration that kind of is causing this or allowing this to go forward. And the real threat is the America haters, the wokesters. It's not honest. It's distracting. We're not having a meaningful conversation about this subject because we have to talk about nonsense like this. And it really makes me enraged, as I've said plenty. But there it is, our tour through all these different bunkers, right-wingers, and their thoughts on Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus get the full bonus show every single Saturday, you can do so by going to patreon.com/Luke Beasley. That's patreon.com/Luke Beasley. Link in the description.